tie this off here for the summer, and then this piece comes off like that. Whether you're working in your house or your yard and you're doing any type of DIY project, eventually you're going to make a mistake. And this is what happened to me this weekend. And I made this video to show you what happened and how I resolved it. It's early spring here, and this is a bed full of giant grass plants. They were overgrown, and I decided I wanted to split them up and really reduce the overall size. I was digging. These things are like iron. I was getting frustrated and jamming that shovel in, and then this is what happened. I burst a sprinkler line. You can see the water spraying everywhere, and I couldn't believe it because I had no idea there was a sprinkler line in this bed, so it really surprised me. Fixing a broken sprinkler line isn't really hard, and you can save you some money doing it yourself. So the first thing I'm doing here is the worst part of the job. I got to scoop out the mud and try to at least clear the area where the break in the line is so I can start working on it. First thing you're going to do is clear that area. It doesn't need to be spotless, but you do need some room to work. The tools you'll need to do this job include the following. Some type of a plastic pipe cutter. You can get these anywhere and they work really well and will give you a nice clean cut. Now because I only hit the pipe in one place, this is a standard PVC barbed fitting that's going to go between the two pieces of pipe and let me put them back together. Now if you had it happen in two places, you might need to double this up. And these are some special pipe clamps. These are called pinch clamps because they have a fitting right that you can see there that you squeeze together. It pinches them and it makes it tight. But you could use regular hose clamps if you didn't have these on hand. The one downfall of these is that you need this special tool that helps you pinch those clamps together. Now I did a pretty big sprinkler installation job a while ago, so I had these on hand, but again you can use regular hose clamps if you don't have that available. First thing you're going to do is you're going to cut that pipe right on the break. This way you get a nice clean cut and you can see what a good job that pipe cutter does. You should also notice anytime you're working on sprinkler line, there's always water in the pipe, and that's not a problem. And just behind that pipe, you can also see that I've got a wire there, and that's the control wire for the sprinklers. Now, fortunately, I didn't hit that wire, but it's important to note that you don't want to hit it again, so I have to be real careful while I'm working around it. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm slipping those pipe clamps on first. These really can't be put on after the job, so you want to get them in there at first. And here's the important part. You see how I'm struggling trying to put that barbed fitting in? Guys all over the place will try to put these pipes together and they do not go together the way they are. And all that means is that no matter how strong you are, you really can't get that piece in. So here's the trick. Using your regular propane torch, you're going to heat this pipe up a little bit. Now you're not going to melt it, you just want to touch that heat to the pipe to warm the end. And now the secret is that you'll be able to get that coupler right into the pipe. So with it warmed up a little bit, as I insert this in, watch how easily that goes right in the pipe. It's completely different, and this is what all the pros use when they're putting this type of pipe together, and it makes it almost effortless. And now with that done, all I've got to do is slip those hose clamps on and pinch them and they'll be closed. Because there's not a lot of room to work, I'm going to have to lift them both up, and then I'll have this slide in at the end. So let's heat up the other end and we'll see what we can do. And again, the key with the heat is not too much. You just heat in a little bit. So all we got to do is secure these clamps, and this thing should, I hope, be watertight. You're going to take this, you're going to put it on these pinch clamps, and I'll move this so you can see it. The reason people use pinch clamps is because they're fast. So if you're a pro and I'm not, you're going to squeeze this. And you don't squeeze it till the whole thing breaks. You just squeeze it till it gets real tight. And now, see that how it's pinched compared to the other one? That's the pinched one, obviously. That one's not. So now we'll do the other. All right, now we got a nice tight fitting. Let's double check those, squeeze them real tight, because this is a main line. All right, we're gonna turn the water on now, see what happens. In case I'm wrong, I'm gonna move my torch out of the way so I don't ruin it. That's a good sign. Water's on, seems to be working. I don't see any leak, which is good. That's what you're looking for. So generally, these are really good, because the other thing is,
once they've cooled down, this pipe really gets rock hard. So that secret is the torch. So don't discount this. Don't be nervous of it. It works great. And before I ever used to use the torch, I was putting lube on the pipes. I couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong, but it works great.
Having your own lawn fail or hitting a sprinkler line is never going to be a welcome event. But in this video, I wanted to show you a couple of ways to solve that problem yourself, get your sprinklers back up and running, and most importantly, save yourself some time and money. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I really appreciate you watching.